Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are looking at something pretty revolutionary, a new way to create fuel that could completely reshape a nation's energy future. So let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. Can we actually create fuel from thin air? I mean, literally. We're going to explore a process that tries to do exactly that by taking a common pollutant and treating it not as waste, but as a super valuable resource. Okay, so the story really starts with something that's all around us, everywhere. Carbon dioxide. You know, those little CO2 molecules in our atmosphere that we're always hearing about as the bad guy in climate change. Well, what if we could capture it? Not just stop producing it, but actually grab the CO2 that's already out there and turn it into something useful. That's the core idea here. It's a total shift in thinking, from just reducing emissions to actually using them as a building block for something brand new. So, how does this all work? Well, what's really cool is that you can think of it like a recipe, a chemical recipe, really. It's got two key ingredients and one super important rule that makes the whole thing green. And here's the official term, a green hydrocarbon. Basically, it's a synthetic fuel. We're not drilling for it or mining it, we're making it. And the most important part, the thing that gives it that green label, is that the entire process from start to finish has to be powered by renewable energy. All right, let's break down that recipe. Ingredient number one is carbon. But, and this is the key, we're not getting it from fossil fuels in the ground. We're literally pulling it right out of the air around us. So how do you do that? Well, you use these special capture units. You can almost think of them like giant vacuums for the atmosphere, powered entirely by things like solar and wind. They suck in the air, filter out the CO2, and collect it. So you're basically recycling the carbon that's already in the air. You're turning this huge global problem into a raw material you can actually use. Okay, so that's ingredient one. Now for the second piece of the puzzle, green hydrogen. This is the super clean energy carrier that we're going to combine with that carbon we just captured. And just like with the carbon capture, the green part is crucial. The whole process has to be powered by renewables. For example, you can start with just water, plain old H2O, and use electricity from, say, a solar farm to split it into hydrogen and oxygen. That process is called electrolysis. And when you power it with clean energy, the hydrogen you get out is what we call green hydrogen. So let's just recap for a second. We've got our two main ingredients. One, carbon, pulled from the atmosphere. Two, hydrogen, created from water. And the key thing is, both are produced using 100% renewable energy. Our ingredients are ready. All right, now for the synthesis. This is where the magic really happens. You take that captured CO2 and that green hydrogen, and you feed them into a reactor. Inside, you get this amazing transformation where the molecules basically merge and completely reform into something new. And what comes out the other end? A synthetic crude oil. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't some abstract energy concept. It's a liquid fuel, something you can put in a barrel, transport, and use in the cars and planes we already have. We are literally talking about making fuel out of air, water, and sunshine. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This is way more than just a neat science experiment. For a country like India, a technology like this could be a total game changer, a whole new way of thinking about energy. I mean, just think about it for a minute. A nation that depends heavily on importing fossil fuels from other countries could, in theory, start making its own clean fuel right at home. This isn't just about a new kind of fuel, it's a whole new model for energy independence. It's about security. The potential impacts are just huge. We're talking about replacing imported oil with domestically made green fuel, creating a self-reliant, secure energy system. And get this, you could even use it for long-term energy storage. Imagine giant tanks of this stuff acting like a massive battery for the whole country, making sure the lights stay on even when it's not sunny or windy. It's a vision for a totally circular, carbon-neutral way to power the nation. So, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is a way to take something we've always seen as a problem, all that extra CO2 in the atmosphere, and turn it into a huge strategic asset for the country. And that really leaves us with a powerful question to think about, doesn't it? What happens when a nation can create its own clean fuel literally from the air? It gives us a peek into a future where energy isn't just cleaner, but it's more secure, created right at home, from the basic things all around us.